Welcome to another episode of Marketing School. I'm Eric Su.
And I'm Neil Patel.
And today we're going to talk about how to run and manage your marketing experiments. Neil, where do you start with your marketing experiments?
I like using Trello. Trello is a simple, free product where everyone within the company, they just go and put their ideas. Then as a team, we just start selecting which ones we want to implement. You get them up within a day. If you can't get them up within a day or two, that means your experiments are too big. You should try to pick smaller ones, and then you can start seeing the results. The reason you also want to do smaller experiments is you don't know if things are going to work or not. The last thing you want to do is spend 6 months doing something that you don't know will work, run it out as an experiment. You just spent thousands, if not hundreds and thousands of dollars and wasted months worth of time doing something that's just taking you down the wrong way.
Yeah, so in a similar vein, I mean, for us, we use Asana. Asana does allow you to make Kanban boards very similar to Trello, where you can have, to do, doing, done. What we found, we paid like $4,000 for Asana Premium. It's a lot of money. But what we found that it allows us to do is now we can add these kind of custom fields to each board, and we can make templates as well, right? So if we're doing like, PPC experiments or SEO experiments, we can copy the same template. And we can also set different priority levels, like this is, high, big, or this task is on or it's off. And we can put metrics in there too to kind of hold people accountable. And it's made our, not only our marketing experiment meetings go really well, but our traction meetings, our management meetings have gone a lot better too. And then the other thing I'll add kind of that's a little similar to both Trello and Asana is, we talked about this before, GrowthHackers Northstar. So that's free for up to...
I don't think they're going to be around forever.
Uh-oh. Why is that?
They just aren't doing well.
Uh-oh.
So I wouldn't use Growth Hackers or take a lot of time to onboard there.
Okay, then that means you should definitely use Trello and Asana because they're well-funded and they're doing well.
Yeah, in general, when you're trying to do marketing experiments, like, make sure you're spending your time and energy on things that you can get done fast. It's not so much more so... Are you using Asana? Are you using Trello? Are you using Basecamp? Or are you writing things down on a piece of paper or napkin? It's all about getting ideas from your team in different groups. Sales, support, marketing, design, product, management. Everyone has their own ideas. Start putting them in because everyone has a different perspective. And then as a team, you guys can start picking and choosing. Start putting 2 or 3 people on each team and have them all run different experiments at the same time, assuming it's not affecting the same step in your funnel. And then from there, hopefully you can get data within a few days or a week on if it's working or if it's not. If it's not working, cut it. Everyone should talk about what they learned and why you shouldn't do it in the future. Or, you can document that in a wiki. And then from then on, if you keep doing that every single week, you're going to be doing a ton of experiments. You'll look back on a year and you'll be like, wow, we had a lot of things that failed. But, these 10 things or 7 things really changed our business.
I think the number is only 1 in 12 experiments actually succeed. Was that 8.3%?
Who came up with that number?
I remember reading. I might have been on one of your Kiss Metrics blogs.
I don't know. In general, if 1 out of 12 or whatever the number is succeeding, that means whoever's running your experiments suck. It's true. Like, you should be gathering quantitative and qualitative data. So quantitative data is like looking at Google Analytics, going through the funnel, like seeing what's wrong, where your drop off is, and then now you know what pages to focus on. Qualitative data is like the feedback people give you. So surveying, talking to people, doing in-person interviews, because there's some things like people just don't buy from your site, but they won't tell you why unless you survey them or you talk to them. Getting both those data, quantitative and qualitative, combining them, this will then give you ideas of what issues people have, and that'll give you the rough areas within your business you should be running experiments. But if you're running so many experiments where only 1 out of 12 is succeeding, you suck at running experiments. I'm not trying to be rude. That just means that you're not looking at quantitative and qualitative data well enough, and you're not looking at it in a large enough sample size, because once you have that and you're starting to see similar things, like everyone being like, yeah, I don't want to sign up because I don't know what the product's going to be like and I don't want to pay yet. That means you should do a free trial, not just any free trial, but a free trial that does not require them to put a credit card up front, right? That's taking the data, and you don't just say, all right, this is a solution, we're rolling it out. You're running an A/B test to see if that change impacts your bottom line in a positive way. But if you're not seeing good results with your testing and you keep running them and you keep failing them, it either means you're not using quantitative and qualitative data, which I talked about, Or two, if you've been running experiments for a long time, that means you've tapped out of all the easy stuff that you could be running. And this is when you need to be doing drastic, crazy experiments like flipping around the funnel or doing something that shocks people, like going freemium or whatever it may be, to really try and move the needle. So it's like after a while, you're going to run out of simple things to do. You need to go after like crazy big things to see if you can really improve your results.
Yeah, and actually going back to Northstar, I'm going to pull the attributes I actually like from it so you can actually use them. They do have the ICE framework. It's not something that they developed, but ICE means impact, confidence, and ease. You rate those three, 1 through 10, you score them each. So Neil might have an idea. He thinks it's going to be a 10, but the ease, maybe it's not that easy to implement. Maybe it's a 1, and then maybe the other one's a 10. So you take the 21 divided by 3, you get a 7, right? Then basically you're able to score your experiments. And it's also really important. I recommend kind of separately reading a book from Peter Drucker, which is a management guru, or was a management guru. He wrote a book called Managing Oneself. And then that whole concept, one of the main concepts I pulled from that book, look, it's only 45 pages or so, but it teaches you to run feedback analysis, which means you are constantly evaluating yourself. You're evaluating all the big experiments that you've ran in your, not even just marketing, but in your life. And you see how you do over time. And over like a 2-year period, you can see how good you are at making predictions. So I had this sheet in Google Docs where I'm tracking all my feedback analysis in the last 2 years or so. My hit rate's about 70-80% or so, at least on big experiments. Probably on all the other stuff I suck at. But my point is, you can take this concept and you can apply it to marketing. Have a feedback analysis tool so you can see how good your team actually is, who is actually good at what, and then you can use that qualitative data to move forward. So you got the ICE framework, you do feedback analysis. The other thing is, if you're not going to use the ICE framework, have at least some kind of scorecard where you can score the different ideas that you're coming up with. Because if you're not being scientific about coming up with different hypotheses, I think, because we saw this is going to do this, and you're not constantly reevaluating, you're just going to fly off the rails and you're going to start going off gut feeling all the time. And what I can tell you is when I was at Treehouse, when I met with one of our main investors, who was the VP of growth at Facebook, Chamath Palihapitiya, what he said was, look, all these people got this gut feeling, all those people are effing idiots. So not saying don't have gut feeling, but look, use qualitative and quantitative data to help you make decisions around your future gut feelings. That way you're going to make better decisions.
Cool. I have nothing else to add from mine.
All right. So that's it for today. Go to signalbrain.com/giveaway to get marketing goodies to grow your business, and we'll see you tomorrow.